Hello everyone. I am still on the angles on a parallel line, solving so many questions from it. I think this will be the third question I am solving from that, okay? And this third question says that we should find the angle D, X, and the Y. Angle D is this one, angle Y is this one, and angle X is this one, okay? Please, before we start, I would like to tell you that angle at a point, total angle at a point is 360. In other words, angle of a circle is 360 degrees. What do I mean? If we have a point like this, and you decided to go around this point, and you decided to go around this point, go around this point. And when you complete going around this point, you have completed 360 degrees. And as you can see, it has formed a circle. That is why we say angle of a circle is 360 degrees. Please take note of this, all right? Now, we can get x if we know D, okay? We can get X if we know D, all right? Now, the thing we have to do now is to find the value of D first for us to find X, okay? Now, how do you find the value of D here? If you watch the lines, you see that the lines are parallel because there is arrow showing that the lines are parallel, okay? Now, if we can know the angle this side, we have automatically know the angle D, because if you consider these two parallel lines and this one become the transversal line, we will now know that angle of this place, angle of here will be equals to angle of here. Reason alternate angle. I've taught you alternate angle when two lines are parallel. The line that cut them as a transversal line, if you look at it now, it has formed letter Z, okay? The angle in front of here will be equal to angle at the back of here. When these two lines are parallel, then we call them alternate angle. So in order to find D, we will now find angle that will be here. Let's call it A. Now, finding the angle that will be here, we know that angle of a straight line is 180. Angle of a straight line is 180, and we already have part of this. We already have angle of this part of the straight line, which is 135. So in order to get the complete one, we will now know the angle here plus angle here will give us 180, which means A plus 135 will now give us 180. Okay. Now, making a subject of formula, we are now looking for A to enable us get D. We now subtract both sides. Both side means this side and this side. This equality sign separated them into two sides, left-hand side and right-hand side. So now, in order to get value of this or make this a subject of formula, we need to eliminate 135. And in order to eliminate 135, we now subtract 135 here. And what we do here, we must do it the other side. And if we subtract 135 here, this 35 here has gone, okay? Remaining only A here, which will be equals to 180. And what we do here, remember we subtracted 135 here. We'll still do it this side by saying minus 135. We'll also subtract 135 the other side. I've done it in the previous video. Now, when we subtract 135 from 180, what is the final answer? The final answer of A will now become 45 degrees. Okay, 45 degrees will now be A. So that means here will be 45 degrees. Since here it will be 45 degrees, D will also be 45 degrees. Reason alternate angle. D will now be 45 degrees. Reason alternate angle. Now, in order to find x, it has formed circle all together. It has formed circle all together. And remember that angle at a point is 360 degrees. That means this x plus d plus 16 will give us total of 360 now, angle of a circle or total angle at a point. Okay. Now we now say, since we now say the x we are looking for plus d, which we now calculated to be 45, plus already there, which is 16, will now give us 360 degrees. All right. Now we now add these two like terms here. 45 plus 16. We now have x here plus 45 plus 16 will give us 61 equals to 360 degrees. Remember that we are looking for x. So what do? We now make a subject of formula by eliminating 61. How do we eliminate 61? We now subtract 61 from this side in order to eliminate 61. And if we subtract 61 here, we should also subtract 61 here. If we subtract 61 here, we now have only x here now, because 61 minus 61 has gone, equals to 360 minus the 61, which we subtracted this side. And when we take away 61 from 360, the final answer will now be 299 degrees. So the value of x here is 299 degrees. Okay, we have succeeded in finding the value of x. Remaining y. Now, if we consider this line and this line, the arrow shows that there are parallel lines. Okay. Now, if we can find angle that will be here, we will succeeded in finding y by saying angle on a straight line. Okay. Now, since this line and this one are parallel and we have transversal line that cut them, we can now say that here is still 16 degrees. Reason alternate angle. Look at it, has formed Z. Angle in front of here will be equal to angle at the back of here. Reason alternate angle, because the two lines are parallel and have a transversal line. So here will be 16 degrees. Reason alternate angle. So now we can now successfully find value of y. Okay, by saying angle on a straight line. Angle on a straight, remember that angle on a straight line is 180. Therefore, angle here, which will be y, which is y, and angle 16. Total of them supposed to give us 180 now. That is why we will say that y plus 16 will give us 180. Should be 180, okay? Angle on a straight line. Now, in order to find value of y, we now eliminate 16. We will eliminate 16 so that we make y subject of formula, so that only y will be here like this and say equals to. We eliminate 16 by saying subtract by 16. If we subtract 16 here, 16 minus 16, it has gone now. Okay, we have succeeded in eliminating it. But anything we do here, we should do it this side. Since we subtract 16 here, in order to eliminate this 16, we also subtract 16 this side again by saying 180 minus 16. Okay, so we now have y equals to 180 minus 16. And the final answer of y will now be what? 180 minus 16 will be what? 164 degrees. 164 degrees. So therefore, d, which is here, is 45 degrees. X, which is here, will be 299 degrees. Then y is 164 degrees. This is how to solve this kind of mathematics. Okay, very easy and simple. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe.